morning, Wiltsey staff and students. Today, Mr. Puebla and I are here to talk to you about academic dishonesty. This is not necessarily a new issue, but this is an issue that Wiltsey is beginning to take a very firm stance on because it is an ethical and legal issue to cheat or plagiarize another person's work and call it your own. Here at Wiltsey, we try to be principled learners. Principled means that we are aware of others around them and we make the right decision. And it is a wrong action. It's a lie to say that another friend's work is yours if you've copied it, or to copy something off the internet and not give credit to the person who really wrote that work. You may not copy something and say it is your work. It is ethically and morally wrong. Again, as I had said, we're talking about all frames of copying. So it is in our opinion that copying something off the internet, whether it's an entire piece of paper, is just as bad as copying a student's homework and turning it in for your work. It's important that teachers are able to identify what is your knowledge, what is your level. If they are unable to do this because you are cheating, then they cannot academically help you get better. They need to know what your level is, and therefore you need to own up to what your capability and your work is. Therefore, turning in your individual work as your own is essential. Plagiarizing is like lip singing to another person's song and taking the applause. It wasn't really you singing it. You may be up there and you may be having a good time and you may be entertaining, but it was not really your work. It is not your voice. And so we want to make sure when you turn in your work, your voice is what we are hearing. So a few examples of academic dishonesty is using an essay from another course in another class, copying a friend's homework or project, using another person's ideas as your own. That could be the internet, that could be words, that could be pictures, that could be music, anything that it was not originated from your mind, if it is taken, is cheating or plagiarized. Copying and pasting from the electronic internet, encyclopedia, dictionary. Faking a citation. Sometimes it's hard to do MLA. We're just learning how to do that system. Your teachers are going to be emphasizing how to do MLA format in all of your classes. You will be learning how to appropriately cite these sources. To create a fake citation and say you got it from a fake website will be identified. Direct quoting without a citation. You must, if you copy or paste anything, give and respect whoever produced that work the credit they deserve by using MLA format to quote and cite the information. And finally, paraphrasing or summarizing some information online, but not explaining where you got that information from.
So why do students plagiarize? In the POS Center, we actually receive a lot of calls from teachers asking us to talk to certain individuals about plagiarism, and it's oftentimes a wide variety of reasons for why that student actually chose to plagiarize. Oftentimes, for example, number one, the student will say, I didn't know it was plagiarism. I didn't know that doing this or doing that was considered plagiarism. Well, now you'll know if you didn't know in the past, and we'll make sure that your teachers and our staff makes you well aware of what plagiarism is. Another reason might have been is that that student felt that they on themselves couldn't have done a good job with the homework or the assignment or the project itself. So they felt compelled, they felt pressured to go and find resources and just copy directly because they knew that, for example, they'd struggle doing it on their own. Especially if we have some EL students, English learner students, just like I was in the past. I sometimes found myself having a difficult time creating these long assignments, written assignments, and feeling pressure to turn something in at a good caliber, good grade. So some of the other reasons might have been too, the student didn't have time. I understand that we have 8, 9 sections of IB classes, and sometimes you may feel pressured, especially with all your homework piles up on you, but oftentimes that has to do with time management. And if you are using your time wisely, because if you are using your time wisely, then plagiarism shouldn't even be an idea in your head. Again, pressure and thinking as well too that they could simply get away with it. Now that's obviously flat out guilty conscience, right? You're doing something thinking that they'll never find out. But guess what? We actually have a handful of different ways in which we can actually detect plagiarism, and we'll discuss those shortly.
So as Mr. Pablo was saying, that teachers are fully aware of your work. They work with you every single day. When you submit work that is out of character for you as a student, it sends up a red flag. They recognize that. They understand that you may have acted in an unethical manner by cheating. Also, we have a program that teachers submit and copy and paste your work into, and it scans and searches the internet to verify that that work was yours or that you cited that information accurately. It will help us identify the errors within each of your papers. Finally, that we know your writing style. We know what you're capable of. So please, when you make these decisions, all we're asking you to do is give credit where credit is due. Cite your sources. So not only is this, I'm going to review the consequences. I want to reiterate, if you copy a homework assignment, it is the same as you cheating on a 40% summative task. Now guys, I want to reiterate, that's 40% of your grade. You have 3 summative tasks each semester in each of your classes. They're worth 40% of your grade. If you take a 0 on one of those, it will be very hurtful to your final score. Please do not risk that. Please make a better choice. This is your opportunity to get educated. If you participate in an academic dishonor manner, these are the consequences. For the first offense, the first time you make this error, your parents will be contacted. You will get a 0 on that assignment. You will get 5 days after school detention, and you will have to take an academic honesty class that they are going to be held 2 a month, and anyone who cheats within those 2 weeks will attend that course. It is held after school in the library. If you were to make this choice again for the second time, your parents will be contacted. You have a 1-day in-school suspension, and again, you will receive a 0 on the assignment. If you made this poor choice for the 3rd time, you will be getting a parent meeting with the administration and your parents and yourself saying that you are not learning from your mistakes, and therefore we might need to make some different modifications for you as a learner because we don't know what's going on, why you would continue this poor decision making. You will receive 2 days in school suspension and a 0 on the assignment. For the 4th offense, someone who's been dishonest that many times will have to sit in front of an administrative panel. The administrative panel will consist of Mr. Krett, myself, and a district representative. At that time, the student will have to appeal his or her case in front of us. Help us understand why they feel academic dishonesty for 4 times has been the only option instead of showing their own knowledge and work. In many cases, the student may be placed at a different school because maybe Wiltsey is not the appropriate place that this student can succeed. We just want to reiterate one more time, guys, that what we're asking you to do is give credit where credit is due. We're asking you to cite your sources using MLA format. All of your teachers will be going over this expectation whenever you are doing an assignment that needs research, needs to give credit to others. Also remember, your friend's work is not yours. There is no benefit in doing a shortcut and taking credit from someone else's work. It's not worth the punishment that you will receive. So don't look for shortcuts. Give yourself time. Be confident in your ideas. You are intelligent. You have the ability to improve, but you're not going to improve by listening and taking other people's work. You will improve by struggling and growing and going to your teachers and asking for help. Be yourself in all of what you do. Develop research skills because then you will make better decisions because you'll know how to use information wisely. And finally, remember, we are here to support you. We are here in the PAW Center, the front office, and your teachers to make sure you are successful. Make good choices.